another heinous and racially motivated racist mass shooting, this time in Jacksonville, Florida, at a Dollar General store, where a white gunman who had an AR-15 with a swastika on it shot and killed 3 Black Americans at a Dollar General. He was identified as 21-year-old Ryan Christopher Palmetter, and he left behind racist writings, used racial slurs. That's according to the Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters. He was armed again with that AR-15 rifle and a handgun, both legally purchased, and targeted Black people as he opened fire inside the store, according to the sheriff. And just for some actual proof, here is that gun, and here is the sort of, I don't know, like childlike whiteout drawing etched in it. There he has his swastika, of course, because he's a white shooter, racially motivated. He left behind a manifesto. But enough about this a-hole. Let's talk about who is mourning their loved ones and who are the people who were targeted. So the 3 people who were murdered are Angela Michelle Carr, who was 52, and Nolts Joseph, or AJ Laguerre Jr., who was 19, and Gerald Gallion, who was 29 years old. So just sending so much love to Jacksonville and to the families of those who were murdered in cold blood. I want to just say, before I could get to you, Senator, this wasn't the first target of this racist shooter. In fact, he tried to open fire at a local HBCU, the Edward Waters University. So at 12:48 before the shooting, the suspect stopped at Edward Waters University in Newtown, a predominantly Black area of Jacksonville, where the sheriff said the suspect put on a bulletproof vest. A student flagged down campus security when they saw the shooter because he, quote, looked out of place. Yeah, looked scary as hell. The shooter then, I guess, was scared off, got into his car, and drove away. By the way, there is a lot of history in that college. Edward Waters was founded in 1866 to educate former enslaved people. It is the oldest historically Black college in Florida. Senator, your reactions to this shooting, and also just the meaning of that first target.
Yeah, Francesca, just crushing. I mean, all of America, quite frankly, should be in mourning, all of the world. This is very similar to what happened in Buffalo, New York, as you know, and many of our viewers, where again, a white shooter targeted Black people. This is very much rooted, not just in racism. We get that umbrella term, but this is anti-Blackness. The manifesto that was written by this shooter was very clear that he was out to hunt Black people. Period. He made no bones about it. He was very clear. And I was very happy, Francesca, to see, well, not happy in that sense, but the fact that Sheriff T.K. Waters made it very clear that this was racially motivated. He didn't play with it, because a lot of times they play with this kind of stuff when it's crystal clear. Sometimes it might not be as crystal clear, but in this case, it was crystal clear. And again, as you laid out at the beginning of the segment, are, just thoughts and prayers. We got to go further than that, but for us to say thoughts and prayers to the family and to the friends who have lost their loved ones in a tragic, unnecessary shooting. This did not have to happen. And that student actually at the college, I mean, thank God that they saw this guy, because no telling what would have happened on that campus. This is, as you laid out about the shooting itself, I want to add to that, the whole anti-Black nature of this is also another day in America. And many people don't want to admit it. They want to say that we're beyond it, that this country is not racist. It wasn't rooted in racism. I've heard Democrats say it. I definitely hear today's Republicans say it over and over again ad nauseum. Just because people are out there saying that does not make it true. The entire history of the United States of America was built on anti-Black racism, the stealing of the indigenous people's land. I mean, these, Francesca, are irrefutable facts. And the point that, and the pain point here is that we're still going through some of these same things in the 21st century. This is what really should gall people, that it is not safe to be Black almost anywhere in this country. And this country, this is not Well, anyway, don't get me started on Ramaswamy. I know we're gonna talk about him a little later. What he did on CNN. I was actually on the panel of CNN yesterday, and when he was on the set, he wasn't on set, but when his segment was playing, I was in the makeup artist chair, and I'm telling you, Francesca, I was about to leap out of my seat. But we're gonna say that for the next segment.
You couldn't move because. Yeah, they would have messed up your eyeliner. You're like, oh, if I go
my
move.
lashes and everything, I was seething. I mean, I was about to levitate. Okay,
right.
But back to the Jacksonville, that entire community is in mourning over this. It's Jacksonville, Florida today. It could have been anywhere in America. It has been at different points anywhere in America. All of America should be outraged, not just the Black community. All of America should be outraged at this type of anti-Black violence.
100%. And I think that while it could have happened and has happened in many states across this country, racially motivated, we think of the El Paso shooter, you think of the Buffalo shooter. It's so, it's every single day. But the fact that it was Florida, and the fact that it was initially, the target was a historically Black college, that not just any Black college, but perhaps the first to help educate formerly enslaved people, should not be lost on anyone. And the governor, sadly, of this state should also not be lost on anyone. And the kinds of policies that he is espousing and enacting throughout the state of Florida, specifically when it comes to colleges and universities on what they can and cannot teach, just like Black history, as Senator just clearly and simply laid out. This country founded on white supremacist violence. This country founded on the backs of enslaved people. It's okay to say that, we should understand that and move forward with it. But no, Governor Ron DeSantis, of course, has pitched completely erasing that history.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.